Michael? What? You're not Michael.
I am Michael. Today we're gonna move big guy. Alright guys, today is an exciting video. So if you watched the last video, which was just put up a few days ago, had some hiccups, we're back on track, but a lot has changed in the room. Added the final rack to the fish room. So now there's 4 racks in the fish room. There's a corgi, there's another one walking in. She's the jealous one, she'll be here in 3, 2, in you are. This is Maggie girl, this is Molly. But in today's video, we got a bunch of fish to move around. Because we set the new rack up, it's time to move fish. I only have 2 fish in the tanks, but there's 3. Gonna move stuff all around the room. We're also gonna do a pond update and really just kind of go in depth with all the fish that I have in the room, get some information, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, if you watched the last video, the whole last video was all about this setup. So if you'd like to show them the setup. So here's what we got here. We got 2 acclimation 60 gallons. This is the Husky heavy duty racking system from Home Depot. It's honestly really cost effective. So I recommend if you're looking to stack tanks on each other and you want something that can be taken apart every time, if you were to use wood, you got to use a bunch of screws, and the structural integrity of it is going to be weakened every time you take the screws out and you have to put them in a new, like you have to create a new hole to put them in. So I like to stick with metal racks because I don't plan on being here forever. I want to be able to move this setup. But this was only, I think this was like 215 bucks after tax, which is very affordable. And then the wood, what I like to do is, I know people say, and I've seen on like a lot of Reddit forums and stuff like that, that people put their tanks directly on the wire. I don't trust the wire like at all, but I'm sure it would hold. But what I do is I go get wood and I pretty much give a 2-inch overlay on each side. So it kind of creates like a cross brace, but that's what they sit on. I have my stuff sit on wood, so I got 2 1/2-inch on each. So it's plenty of weight to hold it. But that's just kind of what I've done. That's what I did with the rest of the room here, and it works perfect, and I like the look of it. Also, gives me a place to set things. I set my drinks there. I set the food there. Everything. By the way, Alani, I love your product. I drink too much of it. It's literally 11 o'clock right now. Shouldn't be having this, but we're gonna be up for a minute. But enough of that. Today, we're moving big guy. Anyways, today we're moving big guy. Big guy is a big fish. So he's currently in an acclimation 60 gallon. Now here's what we figured out. Here's the obstacle that we ran into. So in the last video, like I told you, I got a whole bunch of 60 gallons. And it turns out 2 of the tanks I got are not 60 gallons. So this top tank over here, this top tank is actually like 70 to 75. So we put it in the tank calculator and everything. It's not what it's marketed at. Like it's not marketed as it should be because it's not a 60 breeder. These are 60 breeders. These are 16 inches tall on the dot. This is 18.15 inches tall. Now, I don't know about you, but if it's the same exact dimensions on the other dimensions as this, but it's 2 inches taller, it's not a 60 gallon. So we're gonna be putting big guy up here because I've always wanted to have him be up at the top. I want him to be kind of the center of attention. I always hated that he was on the bottom of the rack, but I got a bunch of dividers that are coming in. So the plan is actually with these other tanks, all the acclimation 60s that I have, I'm gonna be putting 3 dividers in each tank. It's gonna allow me to separate 4 fish. Anyone who raises a bunch of Flowerhorns, they will tell you that most of the time, if you raise them in something smaller, they tend to develop quick. And that's something I've learned from over the years. And it works like a charm. So I'm gonna be putting 4 fish in each acclimation 60 gallon breeder. And that's gonna allow them to have 15 gallons each. They'll go from this to that big in like a month. So definitely hit me up on Facebook if you are interested in purchasing a Flowerhorn. I can ship to your door. But I will have a bunch more available that are in this size range to this size range here in the next few weeks. I find that I've been moving more fish, so more room has opened up, and the fact that I set this up is going to really change things. So I'll be able to have like 30 fish separated at all times, which is great because I have hundreds. But like I said in videos before, I can't raise all these fish to adulthoods, and I guess that's the curse of being a breeder, is because I don't get to raise every single one of these fish. It's all good because I get to see videos from you guys, videos from people who have bought them. I love to see them grow, so keep sending those in. I love it, I really do. And yeah, we're gonna try and tackle big guy down there, but it's time for him to go to no home. So we're gonna get into that. So we're gonna move big guy over there. And then we're gonna move that fish either down there, like the fish that's currently in there. We're either gonna move him to the bottom 60 because there's nothing in it, or we're gonna move him here. But then the thought is if we move him, that creates room to move Fiji. But then it's like, if I move Fiji, do I want to put him on the bottom of the rack?
What about the guy on the top of the rack? He's getting a little bit bigger. Imagine how much you've grown at 60.
Yeah. I only want to move something that I actually plan on breeding though.
Do you plan on breeding him? Because
Well,
he's pretty.
You have to think about, like, I have 300 plus fish in the room right now. I have to really, I have to prioritize just what I think.
Yeah.
I just don't want to waste any time with growing something out that I'm not going to use.
He'd be cool.
Because look at Fiji. Fiji's a no-brainer. Literally a no-brainer. I'm obsessed with this dude.
I love Fiji.
He's my best friend.
The channel knows that I love Fiji. Your cameraman knows.
Dude, Fiji is G. It's crazy. I don't know if I told you guys the story, but Fiji, I think I have. Fiji is literally the first fish produced by big guy down there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like hitting the jackpot. So I'm very grateful for Fiji. I will never get rid of you, Fiji. Man, this is tough, dude, because the problem also is I don't have another 40-gallon divider. If I had a divider for Aquilion 40, this would be simple because I'd move some things around here. Can't move any of the babies. They need space.
Well, maybe we don't do that many transfers today.
Good point.
You know what I
We'll
mean?
do one more transfer in this.
You know who I
smaller ones.
You know who I really want to move? I really want to move this guy down
He's looking pretty down
here. So this guy,
there. Where are they going?
well, I want her to stay there. That's a female. She is an egg-laying female. So she will be used to create the next generation of him. So that's actually one of my lines. It's called the Spartacus line Compa. So I'll be, creating the next generation here soon. I've just been overwhelmed with how much I've produced from these guys, and I'm selling them faster than I can raise them. So I've been trying to create more space, which we've done, which is great. But I'm thinking we should honestly swap this guy, which I did not breed this fish. This is the F2 Compa. It is probably the meanest fish in the room. Ridiculous. Yeah, and I don't like the eye color. If it's a male, the chances of fertility are next to nothing. If it's a female, it's okay, but it's still like hitting the jackpot. If it produced babies, the males from that line it's like the biggest hit or miss ever. So we'll see. But I'm thinking, what if we did this? What if we move this guy
To here?
into here,
Since he's used to be on the bottom.
and then this guy into here, and then now we have a 40 that's open.
For what?
That would be determined. That's what we get to decide. But I kind of like that a little bit more.
So should we start with that then, maybe?
I think the first priority would be getting big guy moved.
I'm also thinking, what are we going to move out of here to the one over here?
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so I did have a fish. Unfortunately, I had one that was in the middle of fading, so it was gonna look like this. Which all these right here are siblings. These are all siblings. They're all siblings. But the cool thing about golden bases and faders in general, not all of them are gonna peel/fade at the same time. That is kind of randomized. So, know, that's one of the things that's exciting, but it's also annoying because you can have some that faded like cheese curd over here. Cheese curd faded before he was essentially like half an inch.
That is such a beautiful fish. You are Gucci. I love this guy. Yeah, cheese curds great. He likes to play. You can pet fish.
I don't know if I can get rid of him now, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so attached to him at this point. Oh, you know what? Dude, it's absolutely gorgeous. Hairball. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's anyone with corgis or just dogs that shed knows that hair gets where it should all the time. Yeah. Gotta figure out.
It's kind of got the male bump on the head.
Well, this temperature, like this tank is colder.
Is that go?
Woo! Stop, dude. Look at that. Hey. Oh.
Oh.
Make him not thrash.
So I've had this happen before.
Welcome home, Bubba. Dude, I felt like I just took a dang shower.
Oh my god! Oh dang! On the camera, it looks crazy.
Hey, you know what? I'll take that. You gave me some.
Oh, look at him now!
You gave me some hair product.
Oh my gosh, look at him now!
Wait, look at this. So here's the thing about acclimation. So thankfully, like in my fish room, everything that I keep in the room is pretty much in like a 1.5 to 2 degree temperature range. So like all my tanks are pretty much the same temperature. So, you know, it's all the same water as well. All my fish are like single units. None of them are together. Which for me, I'm a big fan of because like, you know, I used to work at a pet store and sometimes, you know, at pet stores, there could be an outbreak. And if you have an outbreak in one tank and it's connected to 30 tanks in that one system, to me, that just seems kind of pointless. So I've always been a fan of like having that tank just has whatever filtration that tank needs, and you know I haven't had an issue with that. Now because of that though, the room now is at full capacity. I tripped a breaker setting up this rack, so this rack is actually on like a different part. I plugged a vacuum in and I was sweeping and cleaning here. Room just goes dark and I'm like,
Oh no!
So yeah, so that's kind of what happened there.
So is this kind of action normal for a
Well,
fish?
so a fish of this size,
Yeah.
like a fish of this size, there's definitely going to be a transition period. But you know, the temperature is the same, so it's really one of those things where acclimating them into the water, it's not necessary because, you know, people might disagree with this, but it takes a fish longer than 30 minutes to adjust to the water. It truly takes fish like, you know, 1 to 3 days to actually acclimate to the water. Temperature acclimation is really all you do for these fish. But because my tanks are at the same temperature, I just directly put them in. So he's gonna need a minute and he'll be chilling. But also you have to think the process of actually moving that fish, he just used a lot of energy and he Niagara followed my face, so
Yeah.
you know.
And everything around it?
Yeah, I mean, dude,
And my camera.
he's every bit of 2 to 3 pounds. I'm not even kidding you. They are literally, he is pure muscle. Pure muscle.
Wow.
So now that he's moved, we'll give you guys an update on him when he comes out and, you know, is a little more adjusted. But now we gotta put something down here. We gotta move fish into this spot. This spot is open. I'm thinking we move this guy from here to there. Move that guy down there. And possibly, been really looking at this guy. So this is like one of the faded golden base compass. Really thinking about putting him up here. Like swapping him with that fish. We're not putting that one in there, but you know, moving stuff around.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll figure it out, y'all. So we're moving stuff around. So I just took a fish out of 40 gallon. So that's batch like number 2. but I removed the fish that's like halfway faded. So pretty much anytime I see a fish starting to fade, if I have room, I go ahead and remove it. Because that's what I'm looking for. You know, these guys, so these guys are actually siblings. So this is this is a showstopper. She is for sure a female. She's kind of, it's hard to tell, but she is in the process of fading. So it's gonna be super cool to actually see what she looks like faded like that. But once they fade, their color just gets more intense as they grow. Because, you know, the parents are right here. So you're gonna get some variation in terms, like some might have a more intense gold, some might have a more intense reddish to them. So pretty much the goal is to get a female grown out so I can create the next generation. Because I want to breed him back to a female. I also might breed sibling to sibling, which with Flowerhorns and, you know, making bloodlines of cichlids is fairly common. So it's not something crazy. You just don't want to do it. You don't want to overdo it. You know, if you keep breeding siblings like every generation, I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. But it's okay to do a few times. Sometimes when you have fish that you're like, if you're struggling with fertility, sometimes your only option is to breed like sibling to sibling, because you wouldn't want to breed it back to a fish that's gonna kind of put the fertility in jeopardy, which is hard to explain. But if you breed fish, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is a tough one. It's like 60.
You got one on the bottom right.
I know.
Dude, that color.
I had absolutely no plans of using that fish because I thought that fish was female for the longest time. Like it was kind of acting like a dud. Next thing you know, it's the definition of a late bloomer, which happens with Flowerhorns, which is why I recommend other breeders don't be so quick to call everything. Like obviously you should call defects and things like that, but you know, I wouldn't call just everything, you know, because there are late bloomers. So you just gotta, it's kind of hit or miss, but I recommend be a little patient. All right, guys, these guys are siblings. They are also Fiji's sibling. So Fiji he came from a dud batch. Only like 6 fish hatched from the first batch. 3 of them made it. 1 of them made it to adulthood because 2 swam in a filter. It happens. That's a whole different story though. I raised them with guppy fry. It worked really well, but 2 of them got a little too curious. But Fiji's fantastic. But since we have that 60-gallon free, this guy is a late bloomer right here. I don't know. The light's off, but this guy is a late bloomer. Thought it was a female for the longest time. Never tried to breed it or anything. The fish that was next to it when I took out, for some reason he, whatever, decided to change rapidly and, you know, start developing a hump. So I'm gonna put this one in the 60 for the time being. I have 9 dividers on the way. The dividers I have, all these tanks are the same brand. I highly recommend them. They are on the pricey side, but I've had some of these dividers for, you know, over 5 years, and a little baking soda vinegar whenever you take one down. I mean, only way you can tell they're used is because they get scratches over time. That's it, they're perfect. But we're gonna move this guy, we're gonna put him in the 60 and just let him enjoy that for a bit before we get these dividers. Then I'm gonna move this guy up top. He's a big a-hole. Yeah. Not that one, but the one on the right, a-hole. That is an F2 compa that I did not breed, as you could tell, because of the eye color. I don't mess with that eye color. So if that's a female and I ever breed that in the future, just a disclaimer, I can't guarantee any fertility, and I'll market it as such. I will market it as chance that this fish has a low chance of being fertile, so it will just be for looks. But that's not the case with my other bloodlines. Just saying. A little bit of a lighter splash.
Not like the big guy though.
Look at the color on that guy. Hold on, let's go another way. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Beautiful fish. Yeah, camera doesn't do these fish justice, guys, I swear. I've had some people who like found the channel, and you know, they were local, they didn't know like I was in Indiana or anything. And then they happened to scroll across one of my posts on Facebook, like through Marketplace or something, and then they saw my logo and they put it 2 and 2 together. Everyone who's found that, who's came here, have said the same thing, that like, holy cow, like I've seen your fish online, but they're like twice as bright in person. Which you know, it's something that sucks because you can't always get the best shots of these fish. I'm just glad that, you know, I can get decent footage of them. But in the future, we'll definitely get an actual camera and stuff like that and be able to capture some really solid footage.
Elevate the channel more, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think what we're doing right now is working, guys. I do hope you enjoy the content. Like I said, I have help, buddy Alec behind the camera. Matt has been helping me with the room. We do weekly water changes on Thursday. We do an entire room cleaning. But that's the cool thing about this room is I set it up to be simple. Before I had this room, I had 15 tanks and I had to do everything by 5-gallon buckets. I had to run every bucket, and this was, you know, upstairs in my old room, and I would have to run these to the bathtub, dump them, toilet, whatever. Then I had to fill them up, run them back. Everything was buckets.
I remember doing that with you
Yeah.
all night long one night.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like, you know, when you have a setup like that and you have an operation going on, it can get old really fast. You know, that's when you can, you know, not be on top of your stuff, not be on your game. So when if you ever do plan to set up a fish room, you know, and if you're as extreme as I am when it comes to, this is literally one species. I have an entire fish room just for flowerhorns. I think it's a healthy obsession. But if you're gonna do it, plan it out. My best recommendation is just don't go cheap. Because if you go cheap, you're gonna end up with cheap. Your results are gonna be cheap. Don't go cheap. Just, you know, get what you can, work with what you can, and accept help. You don't have to do everything on your own. Now the good thing is I can manage this room on my own, but I'm not gonna be dumb about it. If someone wants to help and, you know, they enjoy it, I'm gonna let them help. But the room's come a long way. You know, I'm so excited about that. Like big guy's kind of adjusted now. And just look at that. Just look at him. So I went ahead and swapped the light. So I put the light that was on the other tank that he was in. So I went ahead and swapped that. But this light sits pretty close to the water. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'll probably put a piece of wood here and a piece of wood on the top, or just something. I'm just gonna, I want the light to be a couple inches off the water. I think it'll hit them a little better. But yeah, I just love this fish, guys. He just said I'm a little short. That's crazy.
What do you mean you are? I'm 6'6".
Yeah, but I say you're 6'6" and you're like 6'4". Surrounded by Andre.
I'm 6'4".
You're tall as shit.
I thought I was like 6'1",
Dude,
6'2".
every time I'm with you guys, I feel like I'm surrounded by Andre the Giant. Dude, I'm 6 foot. You guys make 6 foot look small as shit. Yeah, I gotta get on my ladder. This isn't Jack and the Beanstalk.
This is what he looks like when he's trying to whisper to me.
This is what you guys look like to me. This is what you guys look like to me. I like scream up at you and you're like, you down there?
Hello.
Hello? My name's Jay. Dude, I think it's a girl. But you know what's crazy though? Big guy right here. Yeah. Oh man, look at the color on him. Gosh, I love him. His name is Zorro, by the way, guys. What's up? What's up?
The comments named him, right?
Oh no, I named him.
Oh, wait, what's the one that they named?
They gave some suggestions. You know, I don't know. Big guy. It was for big guy.
Big guy.
If someone truly has a name, you know, I'll pick the best name.
Yeah.
And there was some really good suggestions, but there was nothing that really just stuck. If there's ever a fish that you guys see in here that like I haven't said by name or whatever, you know, just put the timestamp in, recommend the name. You know, worst thing I could say is no. But yeah, this guy actually looks so much like his dad. Well, her, he, I'm not sure. That's why I'm not gonna jump and say, oh, I think it's female. Because as of right now, you think it's female, but that's exactly almost identical to how the dad looked at this size. So, I don't know, but we're gonna move him into him, he, she, I don't care. We're gonna move it into
They, them, yeah.
Oh, we're not doing none of that. Ooh, if it's a boy, we can name this one Cheez It.
She's it.
Look at that. Look at, this guy is going into a 40 by itself. Don't not splash me. Oh. Matthew, you're 6'6". Can you hold this lid for me? Oh. Look at that fish. Man.
He's had some big moves.
Dude.
He's had some big moves lately.
Dude, it just never gets old. Look at those fish. All right, this is the next one. This one is volunteered as tribute. Let's hope you're not. Oh my, you are gorgeous. Come on, come here, sweetie. No, no. Now, guys, if your tanks aren't all the same temperature, I recommend that you still, acclimate. But I have done this very much times, and my tanks are all running within a 1 to 2 degree range. So I've yet to have any issues. I've been doing this for a while.
Kermit the Frog here. Oh, that clip never made it into the last video. Hello. Hey guys.
You put the turtle in.
No, I did a Kermit the Frog impersonation.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Out of nowhere. And it was sick.
At Home Depot, you're doing Kermit the Frog.
No, it was Petco. It was Petco.
No, Home Depot when he was cutting the saw too.
Oh my gosh, I did do that.
And he couldn't figure it out.
And then he's like, that's what it is. And he's like, that's a good impersonation. I'm like, thank you. We have Mr. Fishy number 7017. Very specific. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Dude, I wonder actually how many fish I've produced.
Yeah.
Because it is ridiculous.
You got freaking 200 right there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, thanks for reminding me, because we do have to throw a pond update at the end. 2 updates to throw at the end. Pond update and Leonidas' update, which is the fish that I sent my brother. Which that video got screwed over for copyright because I put a tequila clip in for 15 seconds. Copyright is dumb, by the way. But it is what it is. The video is really great. If you haven't seen the Colorado trip video, I shipped the fish out to my brother and then went and hopped on a plane to go visit him in the same day. Went there, bought him a tank, set everything up. I brought cycle filtration. It was a really well put together video. And then the fish got there at like 8 in the morning the next day. That fish has grown like 3.5 inches since I sent it to him. No joke. So I'll throw the update in. We'll get the pond update. But look at that.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. Oh, this is so sweet. So now this means that we have the 10-gallon open, so we get to move another one. Today I'm moving.